did it do that? That's not the one I picked. It's my nerves. Hey, everybody.
Hey everybody, welcome.
It's glitching like crazy. But welcome to Politics and Wellness. I need some wellness right now.
I got you. I got
Crazy. But welcome to Politics and Wellness, where we discussed, of course, politics on my end and
wellness on my end. Mental health is where it's at right now over here.
all right, and introducing ourselves, of course, I am Captivating Christian, your political guru junkie, and my co-host.
MrCredentialed, your mental wellness brain twister over here.
So anyway, welcome to everybody in the chat. Please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It's important. So as you come in, just make sure you hit it as respect. Just hey, because when you come into somebody's house, you better speak.
Yes.
Speak. So anyway, it is Super Tuesday, the big day that really starts the whole election season going on. As far as picking the who's going to be the finalist, who's going to be the person to go up against President Donald Trump. This is the start to see who will it be. So 14 states. You guys, hopefully you made sure you went out and voted in your 14 states. I believe it's quite a few. Hold on, because I know I have my little side pocket notes here. Always. So Alabama, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, and Virginia. So all these states voted today.
Mm.
And it's Super Tuesday because it's the largest number of states that vote.
Okay.
On this particular day. So I don't know who in the chat is from any one of these states, but hopefully you went out and voted.
Yeah, so I have a question in regards to that. Why is it that some people vote at different times than other states? I think that's a good question for everyone who may not know, if
Well,
there's a reason.
the good question. I'm really not sure what the exact reason is, and as far as why they do it that way, I'm guessing it gives the the people who actually do the counting a good window to actually tally up votes without it being a massive rush to the polls.
Right. Understood.
And the politicians have to make sure, they make their stops, the different states, and they focus on, it gives them a chance to focus on the particular state and the issues of the state.
Okay.
So that could be a reason too. But the textbook definition, I will definitely get back to you on that one as far as like its true purpose.
Okay. Sounds good.
So what else is going on in your neck of the woods?
In my neck of the woods, let's speak on. I have a few things tonight, but the first thing I want to speak on is being careful who you take advice from, because not everyone's advice is coming without bias. Some people will utilize their advice to sway you into doing what they want you to do, or thinking in the way that they want you to think, so that later on and down the line, maybe in life or maybe in the immediate future, they can use what they have trained you to think as to manipulate you and do what they want you to do. So again, when you take some people's advice, make sure that it's a reputable person, number one. But number two, you definitely want to make sure that you take some people's advice with a grain of salt, because not everyone comes to you with the correct intent. So you want to make sure you know the actual intent that's behind the information that's being provided to you.
Cool. That's definitely true. You always want to, you definitely want to make sure the advice that is handed to you is coming from a trustworthy source. People have a lot of opinions and they're free.
Right. But to me, an opinion is not always advice. That's the stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear your opinion. Your opinion, unless it can guide me in the right way, you can keep it. Your opinion should be used for constructive movement, if you will. It shouldn't just be, well, I think. I don't want to know what you think. I need you to be confident in what you're telling me, not just what you think, because some people don't have the strength to not take what you think and run with it.
Right. That's true. That is very true. Not to cut your thoughts on that, because that's a good topic. So we're going to get back to that. But I'm just going into some breaking news as far as where the numbers are. Biden just won Alabama, picking up his third state of the evening. He is the projected winner in North Carolina as well. And he also is projected to win Virginia. Vermont is called for Sanders. So
interesting.
So far, it looks like these two young men will be duking it out to go against the current president.
Wow. Interesting, but good information though. I don't know what to think as far as the candidates, and if I'm surprised or not about who's going to win where. I really don't know if I'm surprised by anything. I really kind of feel like this election is a bit of fool's gold, a little bit. if I'm being honest, I really feel like it's some fool's gold that we're kind of chasing, but we have to make a decision that's the best of every candidate, out of every candidate rather. But I'm still straddling in the fence a little bit. I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
Not sure at all.
It's saying that Sanders won Vermont. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's cool. I mean, but this is what this process is for. You get to know them, find out, about their policies, and you make an informed decision. So
right.
This is the time where you need to be like paying attention. And yeah, their platforms and policies change by the time you get to the general election. But of course, then you only left with two candidates that you don't have you have a third option, but you don't. I mean,
yeah. So grateful and thankful said it's all about being the best candidate. That's a good point, but I don't want people to only see that as the only point, though. Although we do need to, in my opinion, get him out of there, but we also want to be careful with who we're putting in, because then we might have some more stuff to do with on a different level.
That whole trading the devil for the one you don't, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. The old folk tale thing.
But But at the same time, I mean, he's not a politician.
Yeah.
However, he stokes fear of a lot of the others, as I like to call it. So that's why they run with him.
Yeah.
And not only that, but of course they make money off his back. So
Yeah. Yeah. Patty Duke said, but who's the best candidate? It's really in the eye of the beholder. You know, I don't want to say anything and sway anybody's opinion because right now I'm unsure who's the best one. Um,
I get that. I mean, I like them. I mean, if it was gonna be just the two of them, then I like a little bit of both. Like if they could, like I always say the same thing. If they could merge a little bit of one and a little bit of other into one candidate, that would be the perfect person. But
that's wishing, hoping, and dreaming. Not even praying, dreaming.
right. As far as them two, because again, like I said, I think it was last night, Joe Biden himself is running on Obama, right? But Obama had a set of policies. Definitely has a set of policies.
Right.
Who's to say that they will be similar?
Right.
So when a lot of us jump on the bandwagon of, oh, I trust them because that was Obama's vice president. Okay, but he can run his own administration how he chooses.
Exactly.
So
exactly. That's who he was under that administration.
right. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure he gave his opinion or what have you, but no, he didn't get to really, set things in motion. This time around, if he wins, he gets to run the ship. So, and then I'm curious who his running mate is going to be. I'm sure it's going to be a woman. And if it's a woman of color, that'll be an extra bonus, which I think he'll probably do.
Yeah.
Now, who is the question?
I don't know. I want to wait until it gets a little bit closer when the pickings are slim and sure. Right now, I still feel like it's a little too early for me to really be gung ho about anybody. and part of my skepticism, but I'm a skeptic when it comes to things like that, just because of.
Well, it's early. I mean,
yeah, it's early.
It is early, but this is the best time though to get to know because you wait till it's June, almost before the convention, and then you're like, "Ooh, who should I pick?" And then they've already picked. They've made the choice for you. So
yeah.
If you want to make the choice, I suggest you vote. I haven't got any updates on anything of that nature as of yet, just now. But second thing I want to talk about briefly a little bit. I did get a message. Yeah, Stacey Abrams. Me too. I think so too. Stacey Abrams all the way. From Brother Nate about a story about Trump wanting to cut, which I thank you so much. And anybody, if you come across a story that you don't know if I've seen it and you think it'll be something informative that I would use, you are more than welcome to send it to me. Of course, I am open to it. Anyway, he sent an article basically talking about Trump wanting to cut the payroll tax for a year to calm the coronavirus scare that has happened to the economy. And of course, they always like to make the comparison. Obama did the same thing. However, it was during the economic meltdown crash of 2008. So what suffers through that, is Social Security, because Social Security is paid through payroll tax.
Right.
So it's getting really crazy. That will then set in a hole if they do that, which I know they're not, but that's why, that's how he manipulates. He said, I want the Democratic Congress to pass a payroll tax to help the people suffering, with this coronavirus and how it's doing to the market. So then when they don't do it, because economically you did it once, Obama did it once. That's something that can't constantly be done, because then the people who are withdrawing their Social Security will not be able to do so because it won't be nothing there.
Right.
And these people that make the decisions, like a Donald Trump or anybody else, who really I mean, are you going to use your Social Security? Do you need it?
Pretty much.
But the people that will need it and will benefit from it are not. Excuse me one moment. The people will not be able to. You'd be stuck. You'd be like, okay, but if you're not using it, you're wealthy. Why don't you pay more into it?
Right.
That would make better sense for them to pay more into something. So therefore, you're like, okay, well, hey, you're not going to use it. Will you ever use it at some point? Um, I don't know, but I thought that was quite interesting that he even
So
offered to do that.
I hope that Joy Simmons is joking, but if just in case she is not joking, I want to discourage you from performing those kind of actions because if that's who you want to vote for, I cannot discriminate against your choices. However, don't ever take a choice like that and just because you think that someone's going to vote again, don't help them into it. Even if you think that they are going to win, even if that is true, you should never fall victim into that type of bullying. Is basically what it is. I really hope that you're joking. But if you are voting for him, I cannot discredit your choice, but I really hope that you take a second thought on that.
But even still, say he did. Where? I'll wait. I'll wait for it. Tell me where. Show me exactly where. Not nothing that came from a stimulus that some other president had put in place. So therefore, at this present time, you happen to be benefiting from something that started from banks doing corrupt businesses to now, okay, we get to flourish a little bit. So I'm going to take the credit for the rise in employment, the stock market, and everything else and say, oh, yeah, it's because of me. While at the same time he's taking that praise, he has cut all and deregulated everything that Obama put in place. So
Right.
I'm trying to understand when did he make it great and then great again?
Right.
Because if you are a person of color, Miss Joyce, and that's if you are, but from that statement, maybe not. But if you are, the America that he's referring to did not include you. So I don't know if he's going to make it great again, because if he makes it great again, trust and believe, one more again, it won't include you. So if
Yeah.
you want to be included, I advise you to think a little deeper.
Yes.
That's
Please
all I'm
do.
going to say about that.
And
So,
hey, Haitian Princess, and everyone else that we have missed,
hey
welcome.
to all my mods, hey, Haitian Princess, how you doing? Of course, always MrCredentialed on deck and uh, ready to snipe. But so, um, again, I just don't want you to be fooled. And it's cool. You put that in the chat, whatever. It's your right to vote for who you want to vote for. But when we start talking about again or make it great again, anybody of color talking about make it great again, let me know when it was great, because when it was great for them, you did not exist. So
Right.
therefore, if we were to make it great again, you won't exist as
Right.
you don't now. So you can take the pictures, you can chuck and drive, and you can, sit up in the White House. But at the end of the day, the countries which your ancestors came from, he called shitholes.
Hmm. So if you are a extension of that, then what does that make you?
Through the profit, not only an extension of it, but you're an extension of it through the profit of many companies, American and otherwise, selling humans and trading.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
You just have to take what you know and inform people, and you cannot make them choose
No,
or make them
I
do the
mean
right thing.
you can't. But I mean, it's like take off the blinders. Like seriously,
Yeah, you're not in control of that, unfortunately, though. Some people go throughout their whole lives with blinders on. That's how they
you are
make
not. Now we're back to threatening water actual streams and water, you're actually threatening water because now the chemical companies can now still drop their dump and their waste into streams and everything like that. Before it was regulated to where in which they could not, dump that because it would mess up the water. Now we're back to archaic. These businesses and companies can do whatever they want. So
Yep.
we'll see.
And they utilize a lot of our dollars to do so.
Of course.
Keep that in mind when you go to spend your money places that are not in support of who you are, what you do, and what your future is about, or should be about, rather.
Right.
You know, you get your money is power, part of your power. When you spend it, then, sorry, you then use that. You kind of relinquish that power when you spend your money at places who don't value you as a person.
Yeah, I am too, Ms. Tree Velocity. T Velocity. I am so like confused with people of color wanting to vote for him. And I get it. If you can actually say, well, he's actually done this and he's done that and he's done this, you can point it out to me. I'll concede to you and go, okay, I get you.
Yeah.
But don't try to sell me something that I know a previous president did. The only thing you did was add 2 justices to the Supreme Court to where in which someone told you to add them. Nothing you researched, nobody that you came up with and said, you know what, that's a viable candidate. They told you pick him, and you picked them.
Right.
Several seats in the back.
Yeah, I agree, Miss T Velocity. I wish we all could too, but in order to unite, you have to know what unity means. And until people know what that definition is at its core and what it really means to carry out that task, the separation will continue to exist.
I'm sorry, that just made me unnerved.
What?
I'm a woosah. No, just the whole thing.
Oh, well, carry on. I'll take over from here. Not sure why people do not give Obama credit for his influence on the economy for 8 years, because that would be too much like, right. We're not saying that Obama was perfect. We're not saying that everything he did that we agree with, but you have to give credit where credit is due. But the problem is that I think that because of his skin color, that's why the things that he has done is not getting the credit that it deserves. Unfortunate but true. But am I surprised? No, not at all. Not at all. So I guess based on Joyce Simmons' last comment that she made, she is
I'm
I
supportive.
guess she is
Now there's a difference. How
that
you?
because I'm confused, and it's okay for everyone to have differences of opinions, but I'm confused because that comment about Black Wall Street contradicts what you said before. So, can you let us know if you're joking? Are you serious? Like, let us know. Clue us in.
Right. I mean, I don't know if you know your history of Black Wall Street, but a couple of 10,000 thugs ran through Black Wall Street and set it ablaze. I guess because they were a little jealous that little Black Wall Street was actually thriving. So I'm saying, but again, we can always make America great again, right? I'll wait. So anyway,
So we're going to transition a little bit back into some mental wellness because I'm feeling like the atmosphere needs a little wellness right now. So I'm going to give it exactly what it needs.
right,
And this specific topic is interesting because it's hitting the nail right on the head. So YouTube and having a healthy separation between the two, because a lot of people, and again, some, a lot means some, not all. Just want to be clear that a lot of people discuss things and promote things on that channel that may make you uncomfortable, or may make you may not agree with. It may go against everything that you stand for, and you have to understand that it's okay to cut off the bell.
right,
If you don't agree with them, if you don't like what they're posting or whatever the case is, you have to understand when it's time to cut off the bell.
right,
There's no such thing as being loyal to something that's foolishness.
right.
So if it's not going well with your insides, then cut off the valve.
Right.
Don't feel obligated to watch. Don't feel obligated to be anything that you don't want to be.
Right.
You have to know when the healthy separation of YouTube and anything in your life to be drawn.
Mm.
You have to know how to dip in and dip out of
Mm.
things. Code switch. If you didn't know what that meant, it's basically know how to dip in and dip out. You can go to church, you can go hang with the homeboys, you can go into the hood, you can go into the bougie community. That's what code switching is. And you have to know how to do that.
Right.
It's something that I even had to learn. Or whether I didn't even know I knew what I was doing. You just have to know how to adapt to the environment, but do not adapt to anything that's going to make you uncomfortable, is my suggestion.
Very true. Definitely very true. Because at the end of the day, it's about you. And if you
Yeah,
can't focus on who you are and what you bring, and not only what you bring, but how it affects others,
right,
know that what you do um, is important.
right.
That's just, I don't know.
It's very important because just like we're sitting here right now, we're talking about politics and wellness. We are influencing the community that is listening to us. So if
And
we flip the script and start talking about people, places, and things that are ratchet or off the hook, this whole thing will do a
it
180
would
or a
be,
360.
it'd be about 100 people in here trying to
But
know who you're talking about.
right,
Right.
but we have the power to decide if we want that or not. And that's what I encourage everyone to do because your choices, your everyday choices are going to affect you later. May
Mhm.
hit you now, may hit you in 6 months, may hit you in 6 weeks, but you're going to have to atone for the things that you do.
Yeah,
Nothing goes without nothing.
that is true. Mhm.
She said, I went from being subbies to full content creators down to one.
Hmm.
Hey, hey, it's
Wow.
okay because nothing, no one on any social media platform is 100% correct in what they do. And if they're selling that to
Right.
you, like everyone is doing something to them, therein lies the problem.
Right. But the power, though, to me, is even um, if you know you've done something, if you know you've done a wrong to somebody, there's nothing wrong with apologizing and saying I was wrong.
Right. And the person,
That
you
that
do the right thing.
I said I think that is missed a lot.
It is missed a lot. I think because there's a fear factor in apologizing because it's
Mm.
like I have to admit that I'm wrong. I have to show you that I'm humble enough because to be humble, sometimes you got to be a little weak because you can't always be strong.
Right.
Strong-headed people, you can't tell them anything. If anybody can't tell you nothing, again, therein
Mom.
lies the problem.
Mm-mm. You can't.
Hey, welcome, Reed. Welcome, Miss Sister.
How you doing, this sister? Oh, hey, what's up, Reed? I didn't even see you pop in here. Don't be sneaking. Don't be trying to sneak
Tipping.
in. Don't be tipping in the back with your finger like, oh, gotcha.
But yeah, I just want people to begin. We have the beginning of a new year, and I just want people to begin to set themselves free from the things that they feel obligated to. You know,
Mhm.
we are often obligated to people, places, and things because we're loyal. But if your loyalty is taking you places that you don't want to go, who's really worth it?
Mm.
Being loyal to yourself is first. Everyone else is secondary.
And is that loyalty or just following?
There's a there's a thin line between the two, but I think it's also in the eye of the beholder. What
Mm.
we may consider to be following some people is their loyalty. That's all they know how to do. You
But
know, is defend people's wrongdoings because it's like it makes me feel good, it makes them look good, and they value me. But a lot of people are not worried about character. They're
mm.
worried about how things appear. And you know, when we all go back to dust and dirt,
Hmm.
what are we going to be known for? Our character, the things that we do or don't do while we're here today. So
Ju-
keep that in mind in your daily actions.
You just preached a little word right there. But anyway, the last thing I want to talk about,
Hmm.
because I haven't heard anything, is cashing in on justice. This article I ran across today. So excuse me while I run to it real quick.
Okay, no
But it
problem.
said that three Republican senators, Ted Cruz, John Cornyn of Texas, and Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, get more money than the rest of the Judiciary Committee combined. Basically, what they're doing is um, before a federal judge is picked, the
Hmm.
judges are giving money to the senators on the Judicial Committee because they confirm them being uh, federal judges. They have to go before the Senate Judiciary Committee. So judges have been, dropping big donations into the pockets of a lot of these senators, and this has just been exposed. Some Democrats as well, but of course they um, called out the three well-known Republicans
Mm,
for taking donations.
wow.
So the federal judges can get passes to become judges because, of course, they get voted in. So it's real crooked. It's a lot of dirt.
What?
So we talking about swamp. We done turned the swamp into quicksand, and everything is going down. But
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy. I was like, that is.
Yeah, yeah, that is so crazy.
Mm.
And that's why I say I can't. I just it's too much going on. I don't understand. Like I like the exposure because I want to know who's who and what they're about. But the
Right.
fact that they are being exposed the fact that the actions that are being exposed have been performed behind the scenes is what bothers me. Like
Mhm.
really?
Well, but see, that's the problem, though. It is made so it can distract you, make you disinterested, make you feel all those the type of way that you feel right now. That's what it's made to do. So then that way you sit home. You don't.
Oh no.
Why would
No
you?
matter how I
I'm
feel,
not
that
saying,
won't happen.
no, but I'm not saying you would.
Yeah.
Some people feel how you feel and then do it.
Right. Yeah, I missed a few comments just going back, but I agree with you though, Kat.
I'm just
Like Miss T said, it's a cult-like mindset. Yes,
mm,
and if you research cults and when you find out what they're about, then you'll whew, leave that there. Um, yeah,
you can bring some of this toxic YouTube.
that's what I was looking for also.
Uh huh.
Yeah, you can definitely bring some of this toxicity into your daily life,
Yeah.
and you don't want to do that. You know, sometimes you could not everyone has the capabilities to watch something and just leave it there where it is. Some people actually take it and live and breathe it a little bit too much,
Right.
too much. And that's what I mean with saying with having a healthy separation between YouTube and your personal life, you know,
Mhm.
knowing when to say no, cut it off, or, you know, 50-50 if you need to. You know, I don't want to make it seem like YouTube is a bad place to be. It's not the platform, it's some of the people, if I'm being honest.
Right. Excuse me.
Yeah, corruption is throughout the system,
Yeah,
Nathan.
it is.
Unfortunate.
But it would take somebody different to change it.
Right,
And that's the problem.
right,
Everybody's in bed with it in some way. Everybody's still in bed. Whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, everybody has there's some tangled web in there. Just like Michael Bloomberg said, he slipped up and said the last debate that he's helped many Democrats getting to office. And he said, I paid for it.
mm,
They own I owned them. Like he was about to say he owned them, but he tried to flip it up. But it came out, he said it. And it's just naturally that's how it is.
right,
So that's the problem.
right.
You
Yeah,
get the wealthy donors throwing money in, and then they get to kind of make policy. We don't know it. Hey, you think it works well for me, but the company is like, hey, actually,
right,
I would like it if you did this.
right, right. Yeah, yeah. Miss T, that is true. So many people are looking for love in the wrong places, and
Mhm.
it's very true. But if you say that to the people who are very much doing that, they will deny it to the fullest. And that's the saddest part about it. No one can help you until you first
You got to
admit
acknowledge.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I said yesterday, I was talking about the 12-step program, like AA, and the first thing you say is, "Hi, my name is so and so." Like
Right.
that's admitting it's the first step.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, yeah, they say hurt people hurt people. And my whole phrase to that, and you could attest to it because I've said it tons of times, is what do you do with that hurt and that pain that you were dealt from a hurt person? Do you
Hmm.
turn that around and be positive and change it so that way you yourself don't hurt somebody else? You cut the cycle. Like it's okay to break the chain, so to speak.
Right.
You don't have to.
Exactly. It's necessary to break the chain, in fact.
Yeah.
It's just that, it's possible, but I'm not. One thing I will not do, and I'm not knocking your comment, but one thing I don't want to do is to go around diagnosing people, because so many people get misdiagnosed from allowing people to tell them what they are suffering with without doing it properly. So I do want to discourage that by letting people without an MD or PhD behind their name getting diagnoses attached to their name. But I get what you're saying. But in lieu of mental health, I just wanted to say that.
Like some of the people who make their business to hurt people. Yeah, that's pretty tough because I mean, it's one thing to, you know, be certain ways, but it's a whole different thing when you maliciously hurt people.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Tenary K,
Hey,
how
Tenary,
are
how you doing? Uh, came home to burning flyers on my door. Uh,
you?
yeah, a lot of that's gonna happen. A lot of that's
Hmm.
because a lot of
Hmm.
grassroots. There's a lot of grassroots going on. So that's just basically people in the community just grabbing flyers or grabbing things and putting it, sometimes asking to put it in people's yards, but
Right.
sometimes just putting it anywhere.
Just putting it and hoping that you won't take it out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, how you doing? Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome.
Welcome, everybody.
Please make sure you hit that like button, please. It's always nice to speak to the host and say hello when you walk in somebody's house. You don't just barge in. So you want to ring the bell, please, and hit that thumbs
Yeah.
up button. Because other than that, that's not cool. But um, hold on, I'll just scroll through here and check and see if there's any more updates.
Okay. All right. So something else that I wanted to talk about tonight is growth versus stagnation. So if you notice patterns within your life that, if you look back maybe 5 years and you're still in a similar place, and I don't want to say the same place because I honestly don't think I would like to think that a lot of people are not in the same place that they were 5 years ago. But if for some reason you do find yourself there, you know, ask yourself, am I of a growth mindset, or am I sitting and I'm waiting for something to magically happen to myself? Because sometimes we have to be the thing that magically happens to ourselves. We have to make that step, that leap, that jump out into a different, atmosphere and environment so that we can experience growth. And sometimes we may get a really good job, but we've been there for 15 years, and maybe that time frame has come to an end. And because if you can't grow there and you've done what you can do, you may feel stagnant. You may
Mhm.
not be exercising your fullest potential. A lot of people spend a lot of time learning and educating themselves only to go to a job that doesn't allow them to flourish. What's the point?
Right,
So again, I want to encourage people to look at their lives and evaluate growth and stagnation and find a way to um, to make it work.
right,
If you need to grow or whatever you need to do.
right. Very true. Read, offer you something to drink. First, you gotta come in, you knock by hitting the thumbs up button, and then have a seat, sit down for a second, and let me say, would you like something to drink? Come barging in. But anyway, just a quick update. Massachusetts, which is Elizabeth Warren's state, she is presently in third place with only 20% of the votes counted. Uh, Sanders is in second place with 23, and Joe Biden has 35%
Mm,
vote counted for Massachusetts. So it looks like Warren won't even get her own state. So she may be the next one to hang up her hat.
wow.
Yeah. So, but it's not projected yet. So
Yeah. And what time is everything going to be wrapped up?
everything's close. Well, everything should start to really roll in and be available. The only thing you won't hear about till later on is California, but
Okay.
everything should be finishing up uh, about 9 o'clock,
Okay. Okay.
give or take.
Gotcha.
Right, and 11 p.m. Eastern, probably for California.
Okay. Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Sorry. Um, you think? Well, I did an article today about that because Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar are backing Joe Biden.
Mm,
That kind of leaves Elizabeth Warren out to figure out who. It's almost like a pushing her hand because if she votes for Bernie Sanders, that will kind of bring a little. I don't want to say civil war because that's so deep, but it will bring a little bit of a tiff in the Democratic Party itself.
yeah. 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 Just going back on some comments. So grateful. We should never be stagnant because it's not growth.
Right.
That is true. That is true. It's sister. I'm reading your mind. Growth, yes, it is important, and growth it can happen on so many different levels in our lives, and we should never limit what growth looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like. You should really allow yourself to experience growth wherever in your life it may apply.
Mm. Oh, yes, that's my friend's cat, Star. She likes to say hello. Yeah, there's Star. I just said I heard the cat in the background. I said that's my friend's cat. Her name is Star. But yeah. Mm-mm. Right. She became my buddy because I'm not really a cat person, but she's cool.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
Right. Hey, Auntie Donna, how you doing? Nice to see
Welcome,
you.
Auntie Donna.
So yeah, that's basically what's going on right now. So it'll be interesting to see if Elizabeth Warren sticks around. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, it's just so much. I don't know. It's like Christmas for me. So my excitement sometimes it's like I don't know what to talk about because I'm just looking over things
Well,
like.
share the Christmas gift because we didn't get any.
Nah. But it's exciting to see like this process, like voting and all this stuff. It's always been kind of like a rush a little bit
Yeah,
because
I understand that.
you actually see democracy at its best. I mean, of course, with all this cheating and Russian interference, kind of puts a damper on everything. But me being a bit of an historian, a little bit, and knowing the struggle even to get the right to vote for us, um, I feel it to be very important to go to your uh, polls and vote for your primaries, for your generals, and any kind of election because there's been a sacrifice made so you can do so. How
Right,
you disrespect it
right,
and not
right.
do it?
And if you've never been to the poll, you actually go, at least even I think every time, but especially the first time, it's so liberating. It is
Hmm.
a very liberating experience to go and make your choice and come out and you just to know that you're making a difference. It's not really about it going in the way that you selected it to go in the poll, but just making the effort to make a difference. So I encourage everyone, if you have not voted before or if it's been a few years, to go out and experience that this year.
Definitely. I mean, it's a great process. I mean, they walk you through it. So
Yeah, some of them.
yeah,
If you go to a good poll, they'll walk you through it. Some of them will
yeah,
just point the finger and say over there, and they just send you
that's true.
about your way.
That's true. But
Yeah,
my point is, you don't want them to take it away from you. So please.
yeah. Don't ever do that. So
Mhm.
important, Nate. Yes, let your voice be heard.
Very much so.
And that's true. Also, so grateful. Should always be like a river, always flowing. Yeah, but you know, sometimes even a river can run a little dry.
Right.
So sometimes you might need to go and find something to, as they say, gas you up to get you started.
Yeah.
Um, you might get stuck. You know, it's okay.
I mean,
Just
rivers aren't always peaceful all the time, and that's the,
not always.
you know,
Not always.
they get a little rough sometimes. So, I mean, that's all right. I mean, it's nothing that you need to, you don't need to be rah 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 all the time.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah,
be level headed.
yeah. You can even turn up and still be level headed. You know,
Mhm.
just don't take it too far.
Okay, she jumped up now.
Who's that? The cat?
Warren, no,
Oh,
Warren did an update. Yeah, she jumped up now. So now she's jumped up. I guess that polling must be. Well, no, they said 34% votes counted. 7% with only 7% in thus far. Now Warren has jumped up to number one. Biden has jumped up to now two, and Sanders is in third place. So we'll see. But again, this is CNN. I'm looking at
uh,
they be bouncing all over the place.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. So grateful. It does get tough, but you got to keep flowing. You know, no matter how hard it gets, you have to keep going. And sometimes you even need to stop and take a minute to think and reflect and
Hmm.
regroup before you move on to the next thing because you don't want to be so drained and so washed up or cleaned out that you cannot give the next task the right type of energy that you need to. So you definitely want to be mindful of that when pushing, also to make sure that you are taking care of yourself mentally and physically along the way.
Hmm.
Because even the most person of the sane mind can have a mental breakdown.
Definitely, it's very important.
Yeah. So what else you got on the political end?
Sorry, you guys. I'm just looking at the trying to find the numbers of the yeah. Can I get the word out? Trying to see the numbers in which the delegate count of the candidates, but I can't find it. I just had it, but I hit the wrong button and it went crazy. So I wonder. I'll find it. But anyway,
Oh,
so far I think. All right, see. So far I think Biden was ahead. I think 120, but I'll check it out again.
okay.
Not all that great. Sometimes smartphones are not so smart. Oh yeah,
I say that all the time. They're
I'll get.
dumb smart. Like,
You know what?
welcome, sassy queen.
How you doing, Tassie Queen? Welcome to the room. Welcome to the room. So anyway, but yeah, that's all I have until stuff comes in. So if you have any questions, you can ask questions. Unfortunately, tonight there'll be no call in, but please stay tuned next
Yeah.
week.
But you can still treat the chat like a call in. We have time. So if it takes you 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes to type it, we have time. So come on, bring it.
Get them fingers moving.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah, we do want to pray for the victims of the tornadoes that was in Nashville. So we
Yeah.
do want to make sure that we, always thankful that
Definitely.
it could have been us.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
we never want to lose sight. I mean, we may disagree on policy, but we're all human at the end of the day.
Right. Right.
So
The loss of a life is just that, no matter who, what, or why.
right, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Um,
Yeah.
Sorry, I just be periodically looking at my phone.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Um, one of the last things that I'll say is that being free is a choice. So every day in our lives and in situations, we have the choice to be stuck or to be free. And oftentimes when we're stuck, it's because we focus our mind on the things that are going on that are actual issues. But even when we have really bad things going on in our lives or really rough things going on in our lives, we can still be free. But it's a choice to redirect our minds and redirect our stance in the situation so that we can have a better mindset for a better outcome.
Right.
So I just wanted to share that with everyone, just in case anyone's going through anything in their lives or just not feeling like themselves. The feeling may not subside, but it's up to you to have the mentality to step away from how you're actually feeling and try to retreat toward more peace.
Yeah, peace is important. You know, you gotta definitely have peace. I think peace. Well, for me, I can't say for some people, but for me, peace keeps me grounded. I'm learning. See, 'cause
Yes, I see.
some people, you can't say some people. That's because I
Yeah,
feel that peace keeps me grounded. In a sense, there are times where my peace gets a little rattled, but it's a different foundation that you have when you can ground yourself and not let things sway you.
right, right.
I think that's important.
Yep, it's very important. And life teaches you things as you go
Yeah,
along.
it
So
does. It does. Like
yeah.
the old people used to say, "Keep living." You're like, "Oh, you want to live? Keep living." And it's just, yeah, they come.
If I can tell you how many times I've heard that in my life, it made me sick because it was true and I just didn't want to hear it. But now I know it to be true for sure.
Right. Yeah. So grateful. That's very true too. And I'm not even just scratching my lip. Yeah, we need to pray for the uh, people affected with the coronavirus and the death
Yes,
as well. The toll is growing. Um, again, be careful out there. Make sure you're washing your hands when you're out in public. Make
yes,
sure you're not touching your face at all.
yes.
So, and in between using the antibacterial, hand sanitizer or whatever you're using, make sure you're using regular soap and water too, because you don't want to keep using any antibacterials because you'll kill the bacteria that you're supposed to kill and kill some good ones too.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
And after a while, your system does become immune to
right.
the anti.
So please make sure you're using a balance of the two.
Yes.
So to make sure we put that out there for the
And,
people.
if there's anyone walking around scared about the
You gotta
virus,
live your life. You gotta live life.
you gotta live your life. You definitely do, but just take precautions, hand washing technique. And to be honest with you, hand washing and sanitation and cleanliness
It
should
should
just
just go
happen.
hand.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should just happen.
yeah, it shouldn't just happen. It should be going on
we,
all of
should,
the time.
we should not be sitting around here talking about stuff. Please make sure you wash your hands.
Right. Now all of a sudden you go into a store and the whole aisle of sanitizers
It's
wiped
gone.
out.
Yeah.
So what were you doing before the virus? Were you not sanitizing? Were you not
No,
washing?
okay, all of us that worked in corporate America that happen to be not the others. Have you been to Taco Tuesday? Have you been to what you call it at work? You
Right.
know they go into the bathroom and come right out. They don't wash their hands.
Right. Right.
You be like, and you know it because they go in there and they drop. You go in the bathroom, you be like, whoa. And they come right out the stall and be like, how you doing? Don't you ever touch me. I don't want to
You
shake
know,
your hand.
ever. And that's another thing too while we're talking about cleanliness and sanitation. If if you don't ever touch the bathroom doors with your hands, napkin,
Take that tissue,
foot,
nap,
tissue,
something.
whatever. Like I use my coat on everything, my jacket, my shirt. As long as it's not on my skin, I don't care. You know. See you later, Miss T. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you for coming
But
through.
I don't really care. But we have to start making this a everyday practice. If not for nothing, just so that we don't bring it home to our loved ones.
I mean, we sitting up here having an epidemic talking about some, wash your hands. Who doesn't? You don't.
Anytime the courthouse has hand sanitizer in it, what does that tell you?
That people get up from Taco Tuesday. And I'm laughing because it's true. Cafeteria at the job has a Taco Tuesday, and they go and they flock. The line be long as hell. Like, but you don't like them though. You want to go back to their country.
Right. Tear them tacos down and the margaritas up though.
Love the food.
Right.
So authentic. How do you know? How do you know? They don't even eat it.
Exactly. Oh man, that made me think about that time with the song going up on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. Long insider.
Yeah, definitely insider. Right. Eating potlucks and all that. Yeah. When I gotta sit there and keep saying, "What's that?" and "What's that?" If I can't recognize it, I'm not eating it. And then once I find out who made it, no offense, but the woman that looks like every day she got up was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be late for work," and walked out the house.
Right. And you know, check this out. This is the thing that bothers me because I never understood the people who say that they don't like you the most in the workplace, they turn around and eat your food. And, this was good. Did you just what? I wouldn't dare eat somebody's food that I didn't like. Or act like I didn't like anyway. So yes, today, no potlucks. Unless I know the people and the people that I'm closest to, then I'll eat from them. But that whole "come all ye food," no.
You know what I don't like? Another one. You go bring your lunch or whatever, and somebody who may have been hungry, I give you.
I know what you're saying. Right.
That thing boils me because it's just as simple as saying, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second? I forgot my lunch."
Right.
I saw your lunch. Can I please? Tell me my lunch. I'm so bad. Done. What? I'll be like, next time, I'll put something in it. Nobody's going to say that because it's not real life. I wish somebody would just say, "Hey, listen, I forgot my lunch." It's okay. Don't let me have my mouth all fixed like, "Oh, I'm going to see this."
Right.
And I go, and it's gone.
Right.
I'm sorry. Just a little personal.
No. I'm with you. I've never had it happen to me before, but I have seen it.
God.
Yeah. I don't know, but that would make me upset, and I would demand money. Like, I need you to go. Whoever did it, you gonna go and buy me lunch today, like right now.
I haven't heard that. I did hear that they were looking into possibly canceling the Olympics because of the coronavirus, but they haven't confirmed that they were going to cancel. But if you do hear something, please let me know. Last time I checked, it wasn't fully confirmed, but they were, questions were being raised and worry was kind of amping up that they didn't want to get the athletes exposed to anything. So again, if anybody finds out anything else, shoot it to me. They announced tonight that they are canceling Reynolds Classic. Oh, wow. All right, I will hurt you. Exactly.
Right.
I will hurt what my friends know. I get angry when I'm hungry. Big man in here that gets very upset.
Right.
12:30, 1:00. Let me not eat. Everything is very like, what? What do you want? Yep.
Right.
So
Right.
to be
Snippy.
that way and to walk into and see, yeah, and then everybody act like, "Ooh, who ate it? Oh, somebody ate. Oh my god!" You
You
know,
know you ate it. You got the bucket.
right? I felt like Celie of The Color Purple told me something. Next time I'm gonna put some Suge Avery in but no, next time I was like, next time I'm gonna make something and I'm not gonna put a whole laxative in there. I'm gonna put something in there to be like, go ahead, eat it.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that. That'd be hard.
Right.
But it's
No,
funny.
it would be funny. But see, I can't do that kind of stuff because I'll go hardcore, put some comment in it or something like that. I'm just saying. I'm I'm just saying, I don't like to be played with, so I don't even play like that.
That's evil.
I,
What with you?
that's why I don't do it. I'm just saying,
Dude, that's like Saw. Eat my life. And eat all of it.
right. But I'm just saying, I've never done it,
But
just so people know.
I'm not hungry. Eat it.
Right.
Stupid. Mm-mm.
Right. So I don't see. Well, no, there were a few questions. Any mental health questions? Anybody have any questions or anything that they want to present to me? If not, I'm cool with it. Just one last go round.
Yeah, no, to answer your question, yeah, it is close to the outbreak and they were concerned, but I haven't heard anything past that to where it's officially been canceled. But they were looking into possibly canceling it. Because and that's a lot to cancel that. That's a huge moneymaker for whatever nation it goes to for that period of time that the Olympics are there. And not only that, the host country pours a lot into it. New
Hmm.
stadiums are built, all that. It's not just the Olympics are hosted in a country, they build structures and all that stuff happens. So a lot goes into that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Haitian. That's
Okay.
cool.
Oh, didn't know that. Mr. I'll be back. Every time I hear his name, I think of
I'll be about.
kindergarten cop to me. It's not a tumor.
Right. Right. I
Just
just check out social media a lot more than I used to, unless it's topic like these, because yeah, I mean, and that just goes back to what I was just saying earlier about a healthy separation. Dipping in and dipping out. You
yeah,
know,
I mean, it's nobody's saying you got to be goody two shoes and not be involved in something that may be a little different. But all I'm saying is create a balance. The
right,
balance is good. Know what's going on with the world, and you could know what's going on with the mess too. But know what's going on in the world because this is the world you live in.
right, right,
The kind of fictitious world. It's like, eh, you living in one moment, next minute something happens where you're not on the computer for 2 weeks. People probably forget about you, act like you never existed. So
say huh, say what.
I would say focus on the actual world that you live in, know what's going on around you there, and then make time to pop in and whatever persona you want to deliver to the people, do that, but make
Right,
sure you are doing a equal balance of popping in and popping out.
right.
You
Just imagine if all of the content creators on YouTube took as much energy that they may use for things that may not be so important and took it into their community. Imagine how much the community could flourish.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that you should not be creating certain type of content. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that in being well rounded, doing a little bit of everything, imagine what could be accomplished together.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Tenari K. You're right. people don't understand that, and I think the lack of understanding is why people do what they do. Or some people know, but they don't care because they say, "Oh, this is not my reality."
Mhm.
And if it's not your reality, what if it is someone else's? And is it
But
okay to mess that up for them?
then some people would say that that's not their problem.
It is your problem. Anytime that you take upon yourself to inflict hurt, pain, or issues upon someone else, you make it your problem because you're giving them a problem.
But again, it's not the content's problem to where in which that person listening took it upon themselves to then take
No,
this.
you're still that part is true, but in essence, at the end of the day, you're still responsible for your content. So if what you put out is continuously doing the same, like right now, okay,
But wouldn't
if
that be more of a
somebody,
moral thing, though? Wouldn't that be more moral?
it's not really moral. Like somebody right now didn't agree with what I'm saying. Okay, fine, let's talk about it. But
Mhm.
then if I keep doing it over and over again, knowing that what I'm doing and saying is offensive to people, then that becomes my problem. And I'm
Mhm.
not saying that we need to change, but if you're offending 15 people by saying, I don't eat French fries, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have your opinion, but you should try to contour in a way that is more user friendly
Mhm.
so that people are not continuously being hurt by the things that come from your mouth because you are responsible for the things
Yeah.
that come out of your mouth.
Patty Duke was asking something. I don't know if you saw.
Oh, what about the coronavirus and mental health? It kind of goes back to what I was saying before, like, you have to make a conscious effort in your own wellness. I know that you can't be scared of the virus itself because, in my opinion, even though it's flourishing right now,
Mhm.
the being worried about the coronavirus is like the equivalent of being worried about the flu. There are pandemics that happen of the flu every year. And
Yeah.
the only thing that you can do is take precautions to stay away from it. Though there isn't a vaccine that I know of right now for the coronavirus, it's the same thing. Um, if I would say when it comes to the virus and mental health, to educate yourself,
Mhm.
make sure you know what it is because sometimes we're afraid of things because we don't understand. And
Right.
once we understand, it should become more of a sense of peace. And if not, you're welcome to call. You can look up on things with the CDC. You can call your local
Mhm.
doctor's office and get information about that. You can get all different types of literature online, I'm sure, to know preventative measures, what to expect, what are the symptoms, and all of those things. So while you cannot protect your mental health in this type of environment, I just encourage
Mhm.
you to know the facts so that you can be strong in your decision making when you go throughout your day
Right.
and just be smart.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
I found a crazy that people get into blood pressure raising arguments with people that don't. Nate, it's a power trip.
Mm.
It's the power trip. It's not about who you know, what you feel. It's just about I can get on here and I can get in your face in this camera and I can tell you how I feel, and you can't put your hand on me. And since you can't touch me, I'm going to keep saying it because people are going to watch it.
Right.
But just because you can't get to me, does that mean I'm supposed to keep antagonizing you?
Right.
No. If you let a dog loose after you riled him or her up, it's going to get at you.
Eventually, you keep it up.
Yeah, eventually. So, and you're right, Taneri, we will not all agree. Critical
Mhm.
thinking is so important because critical thinking allows you to see things from your perspective,
Mhm.
the other person's perspective, and then learn how to bring them all together so that you guys can make it be okay.
Right.
We
Very
can
true.
get along just because we don't agree.
Right. She says, I never understand how you can have beef with someone you don't even know. Yeah. I mean, again, you're not even having beef with the actual person because the actual person, you don't know that person. You know what they present to you.
Right, right, right. Well,
Yeah.
honestly, in those situations, I agree with you, Kat. But honestly, in those situations, the beef isn't with people; it's with themselves. There's something in themselves that is
Yeah.
not right.
That's
That
true.
maybe they're not comfortable
But
with.
again, like we said in the beginning, if you that's acknowledgement and you gotta want and be able to acknowledge that within yourself first before you can move forward to fix it. So
That's true. But you have
knowing that about
to do
yourself,
it.
being
You have to do the work.
Mhm.
A lot of us have not reached the levels that we've reached in our lives and still trying to reach without doing the work. You
check
know,
your bub, check your bub. I'm just saying, check
if
your
it's
bub.
not screwed in tight, and it's okay to not be right, but it's not okay to not be in a sound mindset and then mess with other people's security. You don't have the right to do that.
Yeah, that is true. Teneri, YouTube does have a button that's talking about some. Let me know when I watch too much. If they got to be like, you've been on here for 5 hours. You need a break.
That's true. And I don't know about you all, but I sit in front of a computer for a living.
Right.
And I do not want to sit in front of a computer for a part-time job that mm, I may or may not be getting paid for. You
Mm.
know,
Talking to the choir.
yeah, that's true, Patty Duke. You can stop the madness by not reciprocating, but sometimes people will push you to the point where you want to reciprocate and
Yeah,
retaliate.
that's the
But it's a challenge, to it really is taxing on your mental health to not want to lash out on people when they're being brutal to you.
Mm.
It's really, really hard. But I do encourage not because it's about protecting your mental health. It's about your sanity. It's about your brand if you're building one. And even if you're not building a brand, you yourself are your own brand.
Right, right. Yeah, that's cool.
Well, I didn't even see that. So grateful. I wish I could say that that was true. I agree. I understand where you're coming from, but I wish I could say that if people didn't have an audience, they would stop because look at class clowns in school, in
Yeah,
grade school. They kept going,
audience.
huh?
They still had an audience.
Sometimes, but even when I've seen times where the person may have gotten in trouble and they were told, like, whoever laughs, then you're going to get put out the class.
Yeah,
And the person kept doing it.
but
So sometimes people
well,
so strong, they probably need a little Ritalin,
yeah,
but they're so high strung that they just got to keep going.
not comatose, please.
You said,
Nobody
come.
wants, I said nobody wants a comatose
Oh,
really
right,
drinking.
right, right. And again, a lot of people don't see the wrong in what they do, so they just keep doing it. I'm just gonna do it anyway. I don't care how you feel, especially on a platform where you get paid. It's like I get paid for this. I can say whatever I want to say, do what I want to do. Doesn't make it right.
Right.
Doesn't make it right at all. And that type of stuff needs to really be cut out and cut down. Cut
Mhm.
up, have a good time, but know how to come back around and be like, we're just having fun.
Right.
Attacking someone and addressing someone that's something or someone that says something to you is totally different.
Right. This is true. I'm just checking for updates. I think something
Okay, cool.
on my screen. I did not pick Texas. Trying to see what other state was. There's another state that was closed. Nope, not that one. Doing a lot of projecting and then saying like American Samoa. I guess it's a city state out in
Hmm.
um, it's a United States providence. Bloomberg with 100% of the precincts in Bloomberg uh, is the projected winner. I don't think he gets many delegates for that, but whoop de doo. Good for him. Oh, no, you fine, Tenari. Don't worry about it. We about to close it up soon anyway. We've been in here for an hour and 15 minutes. Hey, how
Yeah.
you doing? Clark Kent, how are you?
Welcome, Clark Kent.
Uh, Joe Biden won Virginia. Yeah. And Sanders won Vermont. Yep. Yes, he did. There was something else that was coming across, but I didn't show once you clicked on it. But
Oh,
then
okay.
they're giving you live updates. I don't want to have to watch the show for you to give me a live update. Give me a
It's
live-
a quick interview.
It's crazy.
Networks and broadcasts also get money for clicks and views.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But anyway, I'm not going to hold you guys. Thank you very much for popping on through. If you have anything else you want to add, Mr. Credential, I'll give the floor to you.
Oh, I'm good. I have gotten everything out, and thanks for everybody coming through, and your feedback is very much appreciated.
Yeah, sure. And if definitely feel free if you come up with another question or you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can always leave the comments in the comment section down
Yeah,
below.
definitely.
Also, if you have a question for Mr. Credential, and you can also leave the comments in the comment section down below, he will be able to see it as well.
Yes.
So,
And he'll forward it to me even if, or let me know if somebody says anything in his chat that I'm unable to see for some reason.
I sure will.
So we are not inaccessible. We are always available to embark on our topics and things off topic too, as long as it's respectful.
Yeah, of course. It's always got to be mindful about respect. We may not always agree on everything, but as long as we respect each other, that's all you can ask for. Um, Anything coming up this week for you that you want to let the people know about?
No, not actually. Not actually at the moment. No, nothing upcoming at the moment.
Okay, cool. Well, this week, of course, on Thursday is the gentleman's panel that official King Payne, or the official King Payne, will be the host of this week's gentleman's panel. So please make sure you hop on to the official King Payne's channel and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you will be notified when he goes live with the gentleman's panel on Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern and whatever time you are in your time zones respectively. Other than that,
we enjoy you too. So grateful. Thanks for coming through and being so active tonight and every other night. We appreciate it.
yeah, thank you so much. And Wednesday, if anything pops up, then maybe I will definitely give you guys a heads up. But again, Thursday, gentlemen's panel, and this weekend, the recap will be going on because I, of course, was pretty busy this weekend, so it was hard to do. So I do apologize for that, but we will be back with the recap this weekend. So please be on the lookout for that.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for coming. I do appreciate it. And like Russell Simmons says, God bless and good night. And we're out.